Hello, how are you doing? My name is Rivero. I am a singer, music producer, and artist from Spain, living in Switzerland. And yesterday was the semi-final, the first semi-final for Eurovision. Let's make a quick recap of everything that happened because honestly, what the heck? So many happened. We're just going to go through the entire 2 hours. It was like 2 hours, 30 minutes in as short as possible and hoping this will be less than 10 minutes. So your time is efficient and mine as well because I need to go and teach. So let's do this. Lose me once, don't lose me twice. Eurovision started with like an incredible performance, like really beautiful performance from dancers contemporary. Like it was, oh my god, so beautiful. I know what you're thinking about it. Like we don't care about that. What we care is the artist. So let's just move to that. Let me just put it here so you can see exactly what I'm doing. You're going to see exactly the same than me. How do you feel about that? So, if you didn't watch it, I fully recommend you to go watch the entire thing when you have some time. It was beautiful. We had like a lot of weird, fun, kind of like cute stuff, you know? Super iconic stuff. And I would say the most important one, we can just skip all this, is already the first artist. Poland. And now, if I can just describe Poland in like a few words. This woman, I love her. That's it. Diva, queen, eternal. She looks younger than me. Incredible power singing. What on earth, Poland? It was one of the best performances of the night, by far. Incredible. Loved it. Then we go with Slovenia, and I really like this song. And actually they added something really unique that I didn't realize it was happening. She joined him on a stage. The song is about her. So freaking beautiful. So freaking beautiful. Tommy Cash, iconic. Like, this was so good. The Tommy Will in the background, the moment where the fan jumps in. I thought this was maybe like, you know how in Eurovision this happens sometimes, that somebody jumps in and gets naked or something? This was, of course, staged, but so well staged to fill up that space of emptiness. He did so well. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. It was like so much fun. I really like this year. Then the hosts, by the way, they did super well. They, of course, were weird and like, you know, fun and so on. And here we go to the next contestant, which was Spain. Spain, as one of the big five, is already classified, so they're just performing, you know, to showcase what they're doing, and because, you know, it's kind of like unfair already that they're classified, so at least they will, you know, have a chance, you know, like everybody else, to perform and be judged, at least by the audience. Now, Spain, love it, love to see some of my friends dancing with Melody. She did incredibly well. Kind of like missing a little bit the pum 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 in the air, the kicks. But look at that. I mean, perfect belt. Perfect belt. Incredibly good one. She did so well, and I can see that people love it. Then we move to Ukraine. Ukraine, I was a little bit shocked by the outfit, to be honest. I expected more like a fairy tale kind of like vibe, you know, like Latvia or something. So kind of like they got me definitely by surprise, I would say, with the outfit. But this is exactly what you need in Eurovision, something completely different. And he looks like a little prince, you know, he looks like a, I don't know, like a fairy tale kind of like kid. It's really cute. And here we move to one of the favorites from this year, which is by far Sweden. Kind of like Sweden, we all imagine that it will classify, so you will be really shocked with what happens in here. Now, don't worry, they did really good. They did exactly as the performances. They kept the same, they kept everything, you know. They just like adapted to the stage. Really good performance. And here we move to the Portuguese, which honestly was beautiful, was different. I think we need a little bit of different in the you know, Eurovision. That was the bad coffee, actually. Now, here comes one of the highlights of the night. Kyle Alessandro did incredibly well. I think he's one of the favorites of this year. And I know, like Sisal, JJ, Kyle Alessandro, like there's a couple of them that became really good friends. But they have done such an incredible market now of connecting with people, and this is probably the most important part of the Eurovision. You're performing for the people. The people who will vote you are the ones who decide if you move to the final. Really well made. Here we go to Belgium. And Belgium, I'm not going to tell you the results yet, I will tell you at the end. I think this is a really hard song to perform. And then you need to really be invested in the color. You need to be really invested in the artist and so on. But so far he did really well. He did it really well. We had like, of course, you know, here, let me just put it in here. One of the big five, which is Italy. And I need to tell you, they're the only ones who have subtitles. Which I would have loved to have subtitles for Poland. Or, you know, for like, I don't know, any of the artists who are singing in their own native language. But I love that Italy added this, you know, because a lot of people don't know Italian or anything similar. So it's like, it makes it more unique and beautiful. It gives something to the performance. I think it was a really good one. They don't need to classify, so yeah. Now, let's go with the second hour here. There was a break. And on the break, of course, weird things happen. You know, this is kind of like how they prepare. They give some time, you know, they allow people to do more stuff. Here we go with Mama Gama from Azerbaijan. And I think this performance grew from, by the way, the stage. Can we talk about the stage? How good that looks. Azerbaijan, I think the performance grew from like the original performance, this one. Let me just put you here a second. I think they did really good. And we move to San Marino. I gotta say, I didn't see the version of the two men in the live, the original one from the past. So I really like that, you know, San Marino brought something completely different. It's more like a DJ set, you know. It's music at the end of the day. DJs are making like some of the most viral music nowadays. They have festivals, so I really like that San Marino did bring something different. Here we go with Albania. Albania, I think it was one of the favorites from this year. So they didn't disappoint. She is iconic. She is beautiful. She sings really well. And at the end, the combination between the man and the woman, they found a really nice way to do it. Here we go to one of my favorites, which is Claude. Claude, by the way, looking flawless. But he was sounding really well. It was like such a beautiful song. Then they added like a little bit of, you know. Now we go to Croatia. Croatia, I would say, was one of the countries that maybe people were like really divided, either you love it or you hate it. It's kind of like a really dark, unique, weird thing, you know, but there has to be this in Eurovision. And here we move to now my home country, not my original one, but now my new home country, which is Switzerland. They are classified as they won last year, and Zoe hasn't disappointed. This was such a beautiful, magical performance. She has this voice. I mean, I love this song so much. Switzerland may win for a second time in a row, you know? So really well made, Zoe, really well made. Really happy that Switzerland chose this. And here we go with Theo from Cyprus. And this performance, I have seen this once from the side on the rehearsals. So it was really cool to see it from, because look at these effects. They look so cool. Only concern maybe I had was like, the song to me didn't really bring me that much of a wow factor. So maybe, you know, even though the performance did win a lot in the live version because of all these visual elements that like play around and choreography, still the song to me was never like a winner, I would say. Here we have like a quick, you know, recapping absolutely everything because it's the time for people to start voting. There was this Made in Switzerland quick fun kind of like musical mode. I really liked it. Actually, I didn't know a lot of things were made in Switzerland in the past, but apparently they created Eurovision originally, which kind of like makes sense. You have the green room, and here we go with the voting. I'm already passing my time, so I'm going to try to go as quick as possible. This year, they selected to do something completely different, which is we're going to show you 3 countries, one of them will pass. Then we're going to do the same. So ultimately, from 15 countries, we will have like the next 10. Celine Dion, who represented Eurovision in 1999 or 8 or something. She sent a message. It's so weird to have a Canadian representing Switzerland, but hey, you know, she won actually. We have a bit more of like a beautiful song, you know, in dedication to Celine Dion from multiple artists who performed it in Eurovision. A lot of talking in the green room when the votes were counted. And now we can go to the final moment, which is out of 3, you're going to get one that moves forwards. And I'm not going to spend your time on this directly. I'm going to tell you the final results, which honestly, I'm like a little bit heartbroken. But the final one, we have Norway with Kyle Alessandro, Albania with Shrem. I still don't know how to say the word, I'm so sorry. We have Sweden with Vara Bastu, Iceland, they did really well. This was like one of the ones that we didn't really know if it will move. Netherlands, absolutely, they had to be in the final. It's such a beautiful song. Poland with Gaia, I mean, what the heck, yes. Like, that's one of the best vocalists of this year, like the past 30 years in Eurovision. San Marino, really surprised by San Marino being here. I didn't expect that San Marino will actually classify. Like, this is a really small country that has less support from other countries. So I love that people did the step up and voted for them. Estonia, Espresso Macchiato, it was definitely going to classify. Portugal, this was one of the surprises of the night because I will say between the countries that you have to classify, let me just put it here real quick. There is like, you have to say no to a lot of them. So you have Slovenia, Belgium, Azerbaijan, Croatia, and Cyprus being out of the final. And at the end, Ukraine was the last country chosen to be in there with Portugal and, you know, Estonia. So really happy of the final results. I feel from the performances that did not pass, Ukraine did pass. The one that I will have maybe replaced from Portugal or even Ukraine will have been Slovenia. I really like that performance. And this is the recap for in 15 minutes of absolutely that happened. I don't even know how to talk. Everything that happened in Eurovision semifinal part 1. Tonight, semifinal part 2. I'm so excited. We'll make a recap too. Bye.